Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fanbase Forward. Tonight is more than just an event. It's a celebration of innovation, a gathering of visionaries, and a call to action for the future of creativity, ownership, and opportunity. First, let me start by saying how honored I am to stand here as the founder and CEO of Fanbase, a platform that's changing the game, not just for creators, but for everyone who believes in the power of ownership, equity, and the community we're building together. When I founded Fanbase, the vision was simple but powerful: to create a platform where anyone could truly thrive, a space where you wouldn't have to rely on suppression algorithms that have dominated traditional social media platforms, but instead, a platform that prioritizes what matters most: creating great content, building meaningful connections, and you earning what you deserve for your talent and influence by offering monetization from day one. Tonight, we take that vision a step further. Fanbase isn't just a social media app, it's the first ever social economy platform. What does that mean? What is the social economy? Well, imagine an app that blends the immersive experience of TV with real-time connectivity of social media, all while prioritizing engagement and creators' pockets. From short-form videos to live broadcasts and interactive audio rooms, we're creating an ecosystem where every user, not just a select few, has the chance to be seen and heard, and most importantly, valued. Let me put it into perspective. The creator economy is booming. In 2023, it was worth over $100 billion. But here's the catch. Most of that money is going to platforms and advertisers, not to the people who are actually driving the culture, the creators. Platforms are built on your content, your ideas, and your influence. Yet the wealth remains concentrated in the hands of a few. That stops here. With Fanbase, we're doing it different. On Fanbase, anyone can monetize their content if they want to from the moment they join. The choice is yours. Whether it's through subscriptions, tipping we call love, or exclusive access, we give you the tools to build not just a following, but a legacy. It's not just about the money, it's about ownership. Our revolutionary equity crowdfunding model means anyone can own a piece of Fanbase. Not just VCs, not just insiders. Everyday people like you and me can share in the success of this platform. And we've already seen the vision resonate. With over 16,000 investors and counting, Fanbase is proving that community ownership is the future. But let me tell you, this journey has not been easy. Building a platform like this in a space dominated by giants takes resilience, passion, and a belief in something bigger. But here's what keeps me going: the stories of people who found a home on Fanbase, individuals who have immediately turned their art into income and their dreams into reality. That's why we're here. And this is only the beginning. Tonight, you're going to hear from some incredible voices, content creators, investors, and leaders shaping the future of media and technology. You'll learn about the growth we've achieved and the bold steps we're taking to redefine the relationship between creators and their communities. And yes, you'll even have a chance to invest in this moment in real time, becoming part of the story we're writing together. So I challenge you to think beyond what social media has been and imagine what it can be. A place where your talent is valued, your voice is heard, and your work creates wealth. Not just for others, but for you. That's what Fanbase is all about. That's what the social economy is all about. So thank you for being here, for believing in this vision, and being part of this incredible journey. Let's build the future together. Welcome to Fanbase Forward.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you, the marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has a power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.
Welcome back to Fanbase Forward. As far as Fanbase in 2024, the numbers speak for themselves, and they'll tell a story of growth, engagement, and momentum that is redefining what a social media platform can be. Let's start with our total active users. Over 841,000 people have joined Fanbase. That's nearly 1 million individuals who believe in the power of ownership, creativity, and community. These are people who are choosing to support a platform that values their voices and their contributions, not just as users, but as stakeholders in something bigger. Our app downloads now total 1.2 million, a testament to Fanbase's expanding reach. Each download represents a new opportunity to connect, inspire, and monetize. This milestone isn't just about numbers. It's about the growing recognition that Fanbase offers something truly unique in a crowded market. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Our monthly active users have hit 335,000, a 53% increase since October. That means more than just growth. It's a surge in engagement and loyalty. People aren't just signing up, they're staying, creating, and contributing to the vibrant ecosystem we built. This kind of user retention speaks volumes about the value and experience Fanbase delivers every day. And speaking of engagement, let's talk about session time. Over the past year, the average time users spend on Fanbase is an impressive 37 minutes per session. That's not scrolling through meaningless feeds. That's deep, meaningful interaction with content creators and communities. It's proof that Fanbase is more than a platform, it's a destination. When you look at these numbers, it's clear that Fanbase isn't just another social media app. It's a movement. While other platforms chase billions of fleeting users, we're focusing on building a committed, thriving community that isn't about vanity metrics. It's about real people, real engagement, and real opportunity. Now let's talk about what we've accomplished in 2024 by way of functionality, because this has been a year of incredible innovation and transformation for Fanbase. We didn't just grow our community, we enhanced the platform in ways that make it more powerful, more inclusive, and more creator-focused than ever before. Let's start with Fanbase Audio and Web. Bringing our audio experience to the web was a game changer. We expanded access to this key feature, allowing creators and users to host and join audio rooms directly from their browsers and mobile devices without having to download Fanbase. It's about accessibility, making it easier to listen to great conversations and information no matter where you are. We also introduced the Feed Refactor, a behind-the-scenes overhaul that makes the Fanbase feed experience faster, smoother, and more engaging. This isn't just about fixing bugs. It's about future-proofing the platform so we can continue delivering the high-quality experience our users deserve. Now let's talk about brand audio on Fanbase. This is huge. We've given brands the ability to create immersive, interactive spaces where they can connect directly with audiences in real time. It's a transformative way for brands to foster genuine relationships with users. It's about meaningful engagement, not just promotion, and creating opportunities for brands to collaborate authentically with creators. On Fanbase, brand audio rooms empower brands and creators to thrive together in a space that prioritizes connection and value. So you just got to look at brand audio. And joining me right now on Fanbase Forward is Wisdom Sewell. Welcome, Wisdom. How you doing? What's up?
Hey. I'm so excited about this, Isaac. This is some really cool stuff here. I've been waiting for this.
So tell everybody who you are and why brands matter, especially in social media.
All right. I'm Wisdom Sewell. I'm a creative director, a brand specialist, and an AI polymath. And branding is the crux of marketing. Brands will not survive if they can't connect with their audience. You have to be able to identify, connect, and build some sort of engagement with them that triggers, some sort of emotional response that makes them want to shop with you. So that's what brands are. That is the character of the product and the business that you are working with.
So you've had a look at fan-based brand audio, and I want to know what you think brands can do, how you think brands can utilize fan-based brand audio to connect with their consumers and customers.
So brands have an opportunity to tap into a rich cachet of an already established relationship between the creators that they work with and the audiences that they have worked so hard to amass. With these features like the brand audio room, you have a real opportunity to tap into that authenticity. We're dealing with generation we call BS. They see through everything. There is nothing that you can keep from them. They peep game. So anytime you have an opportunity to be authentic, that's what's going to work more than anything else. It's not really about loyalty anymore. It's about who do I resonate with? Who do I like? Who do I want to spend my money with? And these audio rooms give creators a real opportunity to communicate and collaborate with the brand to build something that works for their audience, but also for their KPIs on the brand side.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I have not. And as a creator and a marketer, this is the first time I've actually seen the power put in the hands of the creator. I've never seen it this way. It seems like a lot of those metrics and those numbers and the data is always hidden behind this veil. And, it's very enshrouded in secrecy. But this really breaks that down and puts the power in the hands of the creator. So this is pretty powerful. This is the future.
Wow, that means a lot coming from you. I'm serious. I'm not playing. Yeah, so, fan-based brand audio has, call to action. You can brand your logos. You can tell people where you want to go. You can actually directly connect with consumers to send them promotions in their DMs, all kind of cool stuff like that. So what do you think the future is for brand audio, even though it's new, because this is very new, but what do you think the future of brand audio is?
So I see so much opportunity here to the point where before this was even like really coming to life, I was thinking about ways to make this happen and bring it to life with what existed before you unveiled this to the world. There's a lot of different triggers and moving parts that don't necessarily come together, and you've solved it with brand audio rooms. And I'm already thinking about how to introduce it to the brands that I work with, because it's a real opportunity to have these personal, almost semi-exclusive conversations with your people. You have an opportunity to tap into a fan base, for lack of a better word, that is already dialed in and engaged. They want to see what you have to say. They already follow you. They're already interested. And you get an opportunity to build a dialogue that's not so wide that it feels niche. And when things feel niche, people feel special. And when you make people feel special, you have an opportunity to connect with them in a way that a commercial is not necessarily going to do. It resonates. You have an opportunity to get a little more personal with them, to really make them feel special. You can offer things to them that you don't offer to anybody else. And that's going to make them tune in every time you go live, but it's also going to make them bring their friends, because this generation does not gatekeep. So you can see how that can continue and build upon itself.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for joining us at Fanbase Forward. Your voice is very impactful. I'll see you soon. In the A, but I'm really glad to have you on the program, and thanks for stopping through.
It's a pleasure, always.
All right. Platform regionalization is another massive milestone. By launching Fanbase in Spanish, we've opened our platform to a whole new audience. This wasn't about translation. It was about cultural adaptation, ensuring that Fanbase feels welcoming and intuitive for Spanish-speaking creators and users around the world. We also added emojis in Fanbase audio. And while it may sound small, it's transformative. Emojis allow users to express themselves in real time during audio chats, creating a richer, more dynamic interaction. It's these little touches that make the difference in building an engaging and inclusive platform.
You don't ever need help from nobody else.
Our Instagram and TikTok migration version 2.0 feature makes it even easier for you to bring your content from TikTok and Instagram over to Fanbase. This seamless integration isn't just a convenience, it's a bridge, helping creators get a head start on growing their communities and instantly monetize your content like never before. When it comes to live content, we went all in this year. The new live stream and live feed give creators more tools to share their content in real time, while Exclusive Live lets them monetize the access by offering premium experiences to their fans. One of my favorite updates is Love in the DM. We brought our ability to send loves, our microtransactions, directly to direct messages. This is a game changer for creators who want to engage with their fans one-on-one while earning revenue. On the technical side, Branch.io integration and PayPal integration were pivotal. Branch.io ensures a seamless user journey from social media promotions to app engagement, while PayPal makes payments more accessible for users globally, enhancing how creators get paid. Recurring engagement is a cornerstone of Fanbase. Creators can set consistent schedules to connect with their audiences, fostering stronger bonds and ensuring that their communities know when to tune in. And with the Fanbase audio listing on web, also known as the hallway, users can easily browse and discover rooms that match their interests. We've introduced Profile 2.0, giving creators more customization and tools to showcase how they are and what they do, and how fans can support them. This isn't just a profile, it's a creator's digital storefront, optimized for growth and connection. Finally, let's not forget Watch Party and Audio Chat, where users can pin videos to the top of their audio rooms. This allows friends and communities to watch content together in real time, engaging in live conversations. Here's a quick look at Watch Party.
Have you ever been to London? Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this?
Gang. Let her cook. Let me cook.
Have you ever been to London? Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this?
Gang. Woo. Let me cook.
These updates are more than just features. They're proof that we're listening to our community, innovating constantly, and staying true to our mission of empowering creators. 2024 has been transformative for Fanbase, and we're just getting started.
What's up, y'all? Look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.
Now, let's talk about the future. As we look ahead to 2025, Fanbase is gearing up for a year filled with advancements and exciting new additions. This next chapter is about building on the foundation we've established and introducing new features that will enhance the experience for creators, brands, and users alike. From new tools for monetization to advancements that will redefine how our community engages and connects, we're not just evolving, we're setting the stage for something greater. Let's dive into the exciting developments coming to Fanbase in 2025 and explore how they'll continue to shape the future of the social economy. Let's talk about microblogging. Microblogging has become one of the most dynamic and impactful ways we communicate today. Platforms like X, formerly Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky have shown us the power of short, immediate bursts of information to shape conversations, influence culture, and even change the world. But what truly sets microblogging apart, what gives it its unique magic, is citizen journalism. The ability for everyday people to share real-time updates, break stories, and provide perspectives that mainstream media often overlooks. For years, Black Twitter has been the cultural heartbeat of these platforms, creating trends, driving discussions, and amplifying voices. But here's the thing, it has never had an official home, a space where the creativity, humor, and power of the community could truly belong. Instead, its creativity, humor, and culture influence have been exploited to drive engagement, but rarely gets anything back in return. It is not just Black Twitter. People everywhere who want to engage in microblogging deserve a platform that values freedom of speech, inclusivity, and the ability to connect authentically. That's why in 2025, we're building something different, something that's easy to use, fun, and focused on delivering real-time messages without barriers. A platform where the community comes first, where conversations happen naturally, and where everyone has a voice. And we call it Fanbase Spark. This is Fanbase Spark, an electrifying new addition to Fanbase. Spark is where microblogging finds its home within the social economy, seamlessly woven into the UX UI of the app while standing out as its own powerful experience. At the heart of Spark is a dedicated feed, a space designed to spark a thought and give you instant access to what's happening in the world in real time. From a trending section that surfaces the hottest conversations, breaking news, and cultural moments to quick updates and community discussions. Spark is where the pulse of the world lives. It's fast, it's fresh, and it's focused on delivering the information you need right when you need it. But Spark isn't just about staying informed, it's about giving everyone a voice. Whether you're weighing in on a global event, sharing your unique perspective, or making your audience laugh with a perfectly timed post, Spark empowers you to engage in meaningful ways. It's a space for citizen journalism, cultural commentary, and real-time connection, built with creators and communities at its core. Even though Spark integrates seamlessly into Fanbase's design, the dedicated Spark feed and trending section ensure that it feels distinct, giving users a place to explore the world's biggest moments while staying grounded in the inclusive, creator-first environment of Fanbase. With Spark, we're giving microblogging a new home, a place where real-time information meets the freedom to express yourself authentically. This isn't just another feature, it's a transformative addition to the Fanbase ecosystem. Look out for Fanbase Spark in 2025. Now, let's talk about streaming. In 2025, we're also introducing streaming to Fanbase Plus, giving gamers and streamers the ultimate space to create, connect, and thrive. This move is inspired by the emergence and success of streamers like Kai Cenat, who have built massive subscriber bases by doing what they love, creating compelling, entertaining content. Streaming and gaming were often overlooked as creative outlets, but their presence as dominant forces in the creator economy is undeniable. In 2025, we're betting big on the power of live interaction, gaming, and the ability for creators to monetize their streams in real time. This is the future of gaming, streaming, and creativity, and we can't wait to share it with you. In addition to these exciting new features and functionalities for Fanbase in 2025, we're also delivering on what our community has been asking for. You've spoken, and we've listened. Features like dark mode, carousels, and AI integration for creators are on the way, designed to make Fanbase not just a platform, but a tool that empowers you to thrive. Imagine having an AI assistant that doesn't just respond to your questions, but actively helps you strategize and discover new ways to increase your revenue on Fanbase. Whether it's optimizing your content schedule, analyzing audience trends, or suggesting untapped opportunities for monetization, this AI functionality puts the power of insight directly in your hands. These updates aren't just about adding features, They're about enhancing your experience, amplifying your creativity, and helping you maximize the value of your content. Fanbase in 2025 isn't just keeping up with trends, we're shaping them. And we're doing it hand in hand with the creators who make this platform what it is.
What's up, y'all? Look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.
Now, after everything you've seen tonight, let's talk about the most important part of this journey: investing in Fanbase and owning the future of the social economy. This is your chance to be more than just a user. This is your chance and opportunity to be an owner. Our momentum-gaining equity crowdfund on StartEngine gives anyone the ability to invest in Fanbase. For the minimum of $399, you can own 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $6.65 a share. That's it. No middlemen, no barriers, just you and a chance to own a piece of the platform pioneering the social economy. Historically, platforms like Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter were funded by venture capitalists and wealthy insiders. Fanbase is changing that. We're making ownership accessible to everyone, ensuring that our success is shared by the very people who drive this platform forward, you. Now, let's walk you through how you can invest in Fanbase step by step. It's a simple process, but every detail matters to ensure your investment goes smoothly. When you go to StartEngine.com, you'll first create an account. This account is crucial because it serves as the custodian of your shares, the wallet where your Fanbase stock is held. Once your account is set up, the next step is to make your investment. When you invest, your funds will go into escrow. That means we don't have the money and you don't have it. It's held securely while the necessary compliance steps are completed. During this time, there's a money laundering background check conducted on all investors. Don't worry, this is standard, and it usually takes no more than a couple of days. The next step is the most important. Once your background check is complete, you'll receive a confirmation email. You must confirm your investment by responding to that email. This step finalizes your commitment to owning a piece of Fanbase. After you confirm, your funds move into a disbursement queue, which allows us to draw these funds. Once the funds are deposited into our account, you officially become a Fanbase investor. The entire process typically takes about a week from start to finish. So let's recap. 1. Create your StartEngine account. 2. Invest in Fanbase. 3. Wait for the compliance check. And 4. Confirm your investment via email. By investing in Fanbase, you're not just buying shares, you're becoming a part of the story we're writing together. You're joining a movement that's redefining what it means to truly own a piece of the platforms you help build. Your investment is a statement that you believe in the future where creators and communities thrive together, where innovation is driven by inclusion, and where ownership is shared by the people who make it all possible. After this break, I'll be speaking with Social Proof founder David Shands. This is Fanbase Forward 2025. Invest, innovate, impact. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Fanbase Forward, Invest, Innovate, Impact. Right now, I'm welcoming David Shands to the program. How you doing, my guy? What's up, David?
I can't express in words how good I feel, man. I'm healthy. I'm an entrepreneur. I do what I love. I have some beautiful kids, wifeys, a little snack.
You living the dream, man.
For sure, I'm trying.
I wanted you part of this conversation because you are an entrepreneur that is in the media space. And what we're doing over at Fanbase is extremely important because we are diversifying the opportunity for creators and anyone to be able to monetize their content, but actually build community on platforms like that. first and foremost, you are a fan base investor, though.
Of course, I'm a smart man.
You got to tell people that. We got to tell people that, man, because this event, you know, what we're doing tonight is really we're showcasing about investing in fan base, but we're getting a look forward into what's coming in 2025. And so I wanted to be able to have that conversation. So talk to us about like, you know, your belief in media and ownership and monetizing your content, because you have your own amazing platform and movement that you got going on. So I want you to speak to people about that, because I see you all the time giving amazing advice, amazing things going on. So talk to everybody about, you know, the importance of media.
Yeah, I mean, media drives the world. We saw how important media was, not only in this presidential election, but media has driven the world since media was invented. I don't know, like the people who control the media control the narrative, and they get to decide what the people believe. But now we're in a space where the media is in the hands of the people, so you get to create the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I think what you've been doing is very interesting and amazing, where you are creating the conversation on what ownership looks like and how these people who blow up these platforms get nothing in return. They still get banned, they still get blocked, they still suppress their content, they still do all these things. And if you don't follow by their rules, you will leave, even though you are the one that built it. So, you know, as you started talking, I've been wondering, why doesn't Kai go to Twitch and at least ask the question of, yo, what are we doing? Why can't I have a percentage? These people build these platforms. Why don't they even have the conversation? Or come on over to Fanbase so my investment grows.
I think it might be a little too late for Kai to go there, because Amazon acquired Twitch. And so and the value that Twitch has is now in the multi-billions of dollars. And so he definitely could come to the platform and increase his value. I'm always looking for, like, well, what could be the opportunity for someone like Kai to invest in a platform like Fanbase? And then, as we're only $160 million company, which is nothing to scoff at, it can scale up to, you know, 1.6 billion, 16 billion. And then you see, you know, 10x, 100x your investment grow and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that I think I'm trying to get other people to realize. Something has been happening in the last couple weeks that has kind of put everybody in a tizzy, which is this OnlyFans creator named Sophie Rain. I don't know if you've seen this. She made $46 million in 1 year on OnlyFans. And everybody's acting like that is like, oh my God, like it's such a shock. But I think you and I know that content creators and people being able to pay for what they want to pay for is the future of what all this is about and why we're doing this. How do you feel about her making that type of money and other people being able to make that type of money?
I think that's where we are. There's no limit right now. There's only the limit that we place on our own mind. There's people that are going to continue to break records on social media, monetarily. Like, and I don't know that young lady, but she's not $40 million more special than anybody that's watching this. You know, she didn't go to like a school that taught her how to be $40 million smarter than you. She doesn't bleed $40 million blood. She's a regular human being that took advantage of the opportunity at hand and understands how to gather attention. It's no surprise. It'll be somebody 50 million that comes out next week, or 100 million 3 weeks from now. It's just, there's no limit.
What do you think? So do you think the future of people making money, because Stephen A did a video last week about this, like he was just surprised that she's making more money than NBA players. But I've been saying that, like, the ability for someone to pick up their phone and subscribe directly to you, me, Kai, Sophie, a chef, a fitness expert is the future. So, I mean, how do you feel about that? Or do you think that's what the future is?
Yeah, no surprise. It's not gonna get smaller. It's not like people are gonna wake up one day and say, you know what? I don't like subscribing to people that I like. You're paying for something. It's like we are paying for Netflix and nobody's surprised, right? Oh, because I get to watch what I want to watch. So I'll pay for it. Jamie Foxx is my favorite creator. bruh, if he was doing something for $5 a month or $10 a month, I'd have been paying that money for the last 25 years.
Right.
So for the next 25 years, there will be people subscribed to their favorite creator.
You often, I think, articulate the most that you just have to have the guts to charge for your content. Most people don't have the guts to charge for their content. The only difference between anybody else and Sophie Rain and Kai Cenat is the ability to say, pay me. And you might have one subscriber and that turns to 4 or whatever. But with your journey, I know you've grown. Tell us about your journey and how you became successful in building this huge brand that you have.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie. It was somebody coming to me, telling me that I could make money. So I was, when I first started this like podcast thing,
Mm-hmm.
or even before that, I was creating videos in my living room, but I wasn't thinking that when I put this video out, I'll make money. I was creating it because I wanted to teach entrepreneurship. And I thought it was cool. I like the fact that people see it and they're like, wow, I like that. So I'm gonna keep creating the videos. I started interviewing people, but I was only interviewing them because they were speakers at my conference that was coming up. And I got this genius idea that I'd never seen before. I'm like, I got all these people who want a flyer. Let me just do a short interview with the people that are gonna be speaking, because I'm betting that if somebody sees it, they'll want to meet the person that I interviewed at the conference, meaning they'll buy a ticket. Made a lot of money doing that.
Yeah.
And now here we are again. And I've had a community for a long time, like my morning meetup community. It's a paid membership. But now we're at a time where I think people are starting to realize, people love me. I don't have to wait on views and streams and sponsors to come. The people that love me will pay me right now. And it's less than the amount of money that they're gonna spend at McDonald's today for the month. $5, $6, $10.
Correct.
So now when we see people like Kai and we start calculating the people that spent at least $5 or invest $5, or the people on OnlyFans where it's a small decision, $5, $10, we're in that space now, man.
So as a fan-based investor, do you have any questions for me? Because I know that investors are gonna, investors have questions, but I want you to ask me a question because you're a good interviewer. And you always ask me the best question. So as a fan-based investor, what question do you have for me about Fanbase in 2025?
I guess my first question is, let's say this is early 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I would have invested $5,000. Is there any way you can calculate what you think that would be worth today?
That's a great question. And it's because letting people know that you couldn't invest. You didn't get notified that Mark Zuckerberg was raising capital for Facebook because it was illegal. And I'll stress this again. That's why the way that we're raising capital through equity crowdfunding for only $399 for you to invest, that is the important part about what we're doing, because we're going to continue to build the company. But I think, and what I said about Sophie Rain and OnlyFans and Twitch and Instagram and TikTok is who owns these platforms on the back end? Who owns Tubi? Who owns these platforms? And so, the opportunity was something that people didn't know about. And now we have the opportunity to not only invest in Fanbase and then use our reach to scale and build a platform to what a Facebook could be. I don't have aspirations of, I don't even know if I could ever reach the level of a Facebook, but I won't count myself out. But I think the path is there. So I appreciate that question. I appreciate you stopping by.
Hold on, real quick, because you've not satisfied my answer just yet.
Okay.
What is Facebook worth right now?
1.5 trillion.
Trillion?
Yeah, 1.5 trillion.
Right now, Fanbase is worth 160 million, right?
Yeah, 160 million.
Let's say, for instance, I were to invest $10,000.
Yeah.
What percentage would that represent?
I can't define it by the percent, but what I can tell you is, as the company grows, let's say Fanbase goes from a $160 million company to a $1.6 billion company, your $10,000 would multiply times 10.
All right.
Okay. And then
we'll multiply times 10. So a 10,000 will be 100,000.
And yeah. So then if Fanbase became a $16 billion company, your investment would times 100. So 10,000 times 100.
$1 million.
Right. And then if Fanbase were to reach 160 billion, right, which is the value of the 160 billion, which is less than the value of Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, that is 1,000x your return. So 10,000 times 1,000, which I think is $10 million.
But that $10,000 that they're going to invest during these holiday season is not going to yield anything. And they'll actually forget about the 10,000. So the 10,000 someone spent on the holidays last year or a birthday party, they don't remember it. They don't even think about it, right?
Yeah.
That's why the reason I invested, because the money that I invested, I don't remember it. It's not like a pain point, like, oh my gosh, I still need that money back from what I don't even think about it.
Right.
I believe if we all finally get a platform that we can all get behind, how we build up every other platform, one day we'll look at the money we forgot we invested, and it will be something that's going to take care of our kids. That's what I believe.
Oh, I believe that too, and we're doing it with intention. I think that is extremely important and a gem you just dropped, because that is why I pay so much attention to, like, what effect does Black culture and Black people and youth culture have on the valuation of social media and in all kinds of media in general. And that's why I want people to understand this. So that's a good question, and answering a question back. I think we got it. But yeah, if you invested $10,000 into Fanbase, theoretically, if Fanbase were to achieve a valuation of $160 billion, that would turn into about $10 million. And that's why when I say the minimum is like, $500, that'll turn into $500,000. And that's life changing. That's I can pay off student debt, buy a house. That's creating wealth for people that have never had the chance to do so. So
I love it, man. Keep it up, my brother. Congratulations, man. Just keep taking them arrows in the back, being a leader, and keep cutting down the trees just so we can walk and have a path, man. But congratulations. Keep it up, brother.
all right, man. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, my guy. We'll be right back, guys.
Shout out to the whole Fanbase family, all the investors, everybody that's tuned in having this conversation. My name's Ebro. I host the morning show in New York City, Ebro in the morning, drive time. Also work at Apple Music as a host, and do other work inside Apple Music as the global editorial head of hip hop and R&B there. And, a lot of content gets made by me, my team. And when I saw Fanbase was, being in a position to accept investors, I decided to invest and support, because we all know that Black content and Black creators set the trends. Some of the most engaged with content on the internet and on media platforms. And so with the company Fanbase positioning that as a priority to make sure that Black creatives and their content gets monetized and they get credit for it and they can build their businesses, I felt like it was a no-brainer for me to make an investment and participate. So I was honored to do so. I hope to do more as the technology grows and more tools become available for creatives. I plan to engage a lot more. So let's keep pushing. Let's keep sharing the message. And let's keep growing this thing. Now is a great time too. I think there's a lot of transition taking place in tech and in content. And so, let's keep pushing forward. Thanks for having me.
We're back live at Fanbase Forward 2025. Invest, innovate, impact. I am here right now with Kika Wise, co-founder of Black Box, a startup that helps people franchise their businesses. Hello, Kika. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me on Fanbase Forward 2025.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well. Super excited about what Fanbase is doing.
So franchising can feel like a big step for people. Can you explain like the process and how that happens as someone that wants to maybe take their small business and franchise it?
Yes, most people think about the franchisee, the person who buys a brand and opens a store and runs it. There's not a lot of discussion about the franchisor, the person who owns all of the rights to the store, the brand, and sells units to other people. So most small businesses don't realize that they too can be a national brand like McDonald's, Blimpies, Chick-fil-A. All they have to do is go through the franchise process, which is really a lot of paperwork, some legalities involved, and reshaping the operations and systems taught to someone else. And that's essentially what franchising is. So it's a process, and you do have to go through this process in order to officially be called a franchise.
So how do you envision a partnership between Black Box and Fanbase in helping entrepreneurs franchise their businesses? I mean, we've been talking about this, so I wanted to make sure we tap in on that.
Yes, and for us, Fanbase is where we are going to host our community. We've been building our franchise community for a while now. We've been looking for a home. And so when I think about Fanbase and all the amazing things that you all are doing and bringing the education about the franchise world to it, it just aligns so well with us. So the reason why we love Fanbase is because we're going to be able to educate the community on franchising, answering questions, and just providing so much value in using Fanbase as a home for our community.
Education is important in teaching people how to do this. So how do you envision or using Fanbase to educate people on how they can utilize Black Box and take their business to the next level?
So we have a course that teaches all about franchising. And so what we're going to do is have audio rooms that are assigned to different topics within our educational course. So we'll have rooms where you can go into and actually learn all about franchising and how you can, by the end of the room, the audio room, you'll be able to take the tools and the lessons that you've learned, and you'll be literally able to enhance your business as soon as the room's over. So we're all about giving actionable steps. Even if you're not ready to franchise, there are still some things you need to know. So we're going to be utilizing the audio rooms, changing the themes every so often, and just educating the community on practical steps they can take to take their business to the next level.
Give me a success story that you can share about how someone had a small business and now you're turning that business into a franchise for them.
It's so funny because now I'm like, we have another success story, but I don't know if I told you about this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's called, there's a concept in 2021, I helped this concept franchise. Shout out to Daryl Smith. He owns Wing It and Sip It out of San Antonio. I helped them with their franchise development in 2021. And to this day, I believe they have like 13 franchise locations. And so he went through the process. He really applied himself to learning about how the franchise world works. And immediately he was able to start selling franchises, and he still has them, and they're thriving and they're successful. So I would say my biggest success story would be Wing It and Sip It.
Wow. That's awesome. See, this is why we doing this. Because we got to really utilize, these platforms. And I think Fanbase serving as a hub to be able to do that for what we're doing. So before we go, what advice would you have for entrepreneurs or creators that want to franchise? Like what steps do they need to take before maybe they even meet you and figure that out? Because I know sometimes you might meet someone, they have to go back and do some work that they hadn't done before. And be like, man, I got to fix this up so we can get you right. So what advice do you have for aspiring franchisors?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
The biggest piece of advice I would give is to start firing yourself from your own business. Most people don't even know what that means. Most people are stuck behind the front desk. If they don't answer the phone, if they don't send out emails, the business does not function. In order to be a franchise, the business has to be self-sufficient. It cannot rely on you. If it relies on you, it's a job, which is fine. But if you're trying to build a business and later on a franchise, it has to operate without you even picking up the phone or being there. So one of the first things that I suggest everyone does is write a list of all the things that you currently do in your business, things that you love, things that you hate doing, and cross out all the things that you don't enjoy doing. Those things that you cross off now become a task for someone else. Hire that person, have them do those tasks that you don't enjoy doing. Now they have a role within your organization, and now you're able to delegate some of the work, so you're not doing everything, so you can get from behind the front desk. And now if you keep doing that, after time, the business will be self-sufficient and it won't rely on you for its daily existence.
Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I had to actually learn that here at Fanbase, and it's been a blessing to kind of delegate authority and allow other people to do things. It's just trust. There's trust that's involved. But it was the best decision ever because it allows me to be the CEO of the company, and I just get to imagine and dream big and be the visionary, you know what I'm saying? And don't worry about the little things all the time. So, Kika, I want to thank you for coming to Fanbase Forward. I'm excited for what we're going to be doing in 2025. I appreciate you stopping by. And we will talk to you very, very soon. But thank you for stopping by. Shout out to Black Box. Can't wait to get started.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We'll be right back.
Friends, what's up? It's your girl Candy. A lot of y'all know me from a lot of different media platforms, but most of y'all know I'm about my business. Let's just get straight to it. And with that being said, over the years, I made a lot of investments. I've invested into a lot of different things, but I would have to say there's not been many times that I've had the opportunity to invest into a company that has the potential to be $1 billion company one day early on. How many times have we heard people say stuff like, oh, if you would have invested in Apple back in, I don't know, back in the 90s or the 80s, you would have $100 million right now. I'm just making up numbers, okay? I'm just saying, but y'all know what I'm talking about. How many times have we heard that? And we always say, dang, I wish I would have had that opportunity. Okay, with that being said, I am an investor in Fanbase. I got in early, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I did. I do think that this company is on to something. I feel like we all know social media is huge, and we all seen different apps blow up crazy, right? And but I have to say, with those apps, I didn't have the opportunity to invest early. And with Fanbase, the opportunity is there. I encourage you to get more information. Find out more about Fanbase. I'm just saying.
Welcome back to Fanbase Forward. Invest, innovate, impact. I am here now with Dr. Shantay Bolton, Executive Vice President and Chief Business Officer at Georgia Tech. How you doing, Shantay?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for joining us for this amazing conversation and event that we're having with Fanbase. So as everybody knows, Fanbase moved their offices in West Midtown in collaboration with Georgia Tech. And we've been able to start to work together. And I want to ask you, what excites you the most about this partnership?
I'll start with this quote that comes to mind when I think about our relationship, and that's really that Black excellence isn't just about individual achievement, but how we lift each other as we climb, how we break barriers, how we create a sense of community. And that is exactly what I think Fanbase is doing, and bringing together the intersection of the creative arts and engineering in the relationship with Georgia Tech. It's really, really exciting just to see the work that's going to go on. I'm motivated and inspired by the work that our students will get to do, working in partnership with Fanbase. And so it's really this opportunity to elevate the brand of Georgia Tech in partnership with doing things in the creative arts, and in particular, Black creative arts in West Midtown Atlanta. That's exciting.
One of the things that excited me in moving to our new headquarters is meeting you and Natasha, are two Black women that are running things. And I was like, this is dope. I said, I got to come over here because I'm around all these dope Black people. And I was like, all right, we're going to bring more Black people into the fold. So I wanted to come over here. I was excited to come over here and work in this space. How does Georgia Tech's commitment to innovation and entrepreneurship align with our mission as a Black-led startup? What do you think? How do we mesh together?
Let me give a little bit of history and context just really quickly before I answer that, because I think it will make a difference in this. Georgia Tech was founded in 1885, and I am the first African-American woman to serve in the role of an executive vice president at this institution. That's something I'm very proud of. But also with that, I think comes a responsibility for us to be intentional and thoughtful about the type of relationships and partnerships that we develop. Fanbase creates what I think is a very unique opportunity as the institution is at a place in its history where it's thinking about how to really amplify our impact in the innovation space of creative arts. And that's everything from performing arts, social media, you name it. And I think that this opportunity with Fanbase gives us a chance to really think about what that can look like and to have a partner that is deep in the field that can help us to shape what the future looks like together. I believe that when you think about Georgia Tech and Fanbase as a partner, we as Georgia Tech create the framework of engineering, right? We have that. We know that. We're really, really good at that. We're globally known for that. But Fanbase is a platform that allows for the expression of art in different ways that can connect people and ideas and build bridges. And so I think there's an opportunity there for us to learn from that together, to be able to contribute to and draw from each other. I know that there will be opportunities for student internships that you're going to draw from our wonderful and brilliant minds of our student body at Georgia Tech. And I think only good things will come from that. Only good things can come from that when you bring very brilliant creatives in both engineering, and they're inspired by the arts in a way that can help expand the presence, visibility of this social media platform, and the content creators who will use this as their mechanism or avenue to share their ideas, their products, services, etc.
Well, that's awesome, and I want thank you for that, because I think that's incredible statement. We have a collaboration between ourselves, Fanbase, and Georgia Tech, and a podcast studio. I don't think people know about that, but we will be utilizing. We're working together to create an opportunity for tech startups to film and record podcasts. Like I said, like you said, students to come and intern. Along with other HBCU students that we have with some of our other partnerships. So I want to thank you for that. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to stop by Fanbase Forward, and I continue to admire your work and all you do, and look forward to working with you. Continue to work with you guys over at Georgia Tech.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And in the spirit of Georgia Tech's mission, progress, and service, we will continue to be in partnership with you and supporting the work that you're doing. Keep it up. I'm excited to see what is to come, because I truly believe that the best is yet to come with this relationship.
Thank you very much. Back to Fanbase Forward, Invest, Innovate, Impact. And I'm now joined by Mr. Ross Mack, founder of Macconomics. What's up, my guy?
My God, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. We met at InvestFest in ATL, man. And after meeting you, I definitely was inspired by your energy in Black people investing and getting into finance and understanding those things. So give people a little bit of your background, because I want to talk about the importance of investing at this crucial moment in our history.
Yeah, man, I think that one, is definitely mutual. It was great to meet you. I look forward to continuing to build with you. And a little bit about me, right? I'm from the South Side of Chicago. Used to work on Wall Street, did sales and trading at Morgan Stanley. Then I worked at a hedge fund called Grosvenor Capital. And so, I've seen things on the highest level, but the biggest thing is the fact that I'm from the South Side. And I said, you know what? I realized the greatest teacher is exposure. So I want to bring that same thing that I was exposed to and bring it back to the inner cities. And so I developed Macconomics, which is a platform, a financial literacy production company where we specialize in bringing Wall Street to Main Street. When we talk about investing, man, it's investing in our people and investing in, actual assets as well.
Cool. So I wanted to bring you on because I think a lot of people, we have a lot of investors that have come in Fanbase, but a lot of people that could be investors. And I wanted you to speak to the subject of how important is investing, and in equity crowdfunding is a little different, but I want people to understand the difference between pre-IPO and post-IPO investing, and why this is really a good opportunity, because most of the time we don't get a chance to really invest early with equity crowdfunding in tech.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, right? You can't save your way to wealth. No matter what, right? No matter how much your grandmother told you to save your money, right? At the end of the day, you have to invest at a bare minimum to allow your money to outpace inflation, right? And so when it comes to investing, you could do it several ways. And traditionally, right, we've been kept out of investing for the most part, right? The assets that we've owned haven't been allowed to appreciate, whether it's even from real estate due to redlining. When it came to actually buying stocks, the barriers to entry were pretty high back in the day, and not until recently we were allowed to invest and actually not have to pay, transaction fees, right, or commissions, et cetera. And so now, there are different layers of investing, right? And when you think about, having the ability to invest in the next, tech, darling, tech unicorn, we've traditionally been kept out of those conversations because one, right, that tends to be, left for the big venture capital firms, people that are managing, billions and billions of dollars. And one, right, our Black founders often aren't getting nearly what we should when it comes to those meetings, right? I think we get less than like 1% of their allocations. But on top of that, when it comes to being able to invest in, private companies, you have to be something called an accredited investor. And when it comes to being an accredited investor, the rules change, but just consider you got to have over, you have to make over $250,000, right? Or have over like $1 million of, assets or something like that. And as you can imagine, the average person that look like us, they don't, check those boxes. And so to your point, equity crowdfunding presents a good opportunity for people of color to actually say, you know what, I want the ability to, invest in the next big wave of technology. And so I think it's important that, we find ways to have a diversified portfolio where you got your safe assets, your real estate, but also have the ability to own something that has the ability to have a, 50, 100, 200x, even plus.
I echo those sentiments all the time, but I want people to hear from someone that's actually in the space and an expert, because coming from me, it just sounds like a guy talking, but people that, I do this for a living, I think is extremely important. What do you think the role of the Black community in shaping the future of innovation? I always talk about how our culture really defines everything that's cool, but there's no infrastructure to contain that in, and how we have to create companies that we own that house our innovation. So, so the app Fanbase is one of those things in social media. We don't own these apps. So us being able to actually own our culture in something that is tangible as opposed to something that is not with our culture, how important is that?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, right, Black people as a culture, we're the coolest, most creative people in the world. However, we don't own, anything when it comes to that, right? And so when you think about all social media, you think about just what you think about the music industry, right? We are the best product. However, we have no ownership at the top, right? When it comes to things that go viral, whether it's on, some of your peers, or even watching Clubhouse go viral during COVID, like at the end of the day, right? Us as a community, we're gonna make the dances go viral. We're gonna have Black Twitter, et cetera. However, when we have no ownership, we once again are just the product. And so to your point, right, I think it's important that we find a way to, level the playing field and actually understand that us as a culture, that's one of our biggest, exports as Black people, right? We export our talent. However, we need to own it as well.
And then lastly, I want to touch on investing in Black businesses, because you and I are both entrepreneurs, and the ability for us to, leverage our own wealth in our community is important. And that's one of the first things when I met you, that's one of the first things that you talk about. Why you do what you do is how we can leverage our wealth in our community. So definitely speak about that, and, and how important that is.
You already know. The conversation we had was real big. I said, look, bro, I got a platform. I want to open the door. I still need you to come to New York, and we don't have to, do that. Unfortunately, we don't do the, the Zoom, but when you in person, it's going to be a vibe. It's going to be a movie. But yeah, man, look, when it's all said and done, man, I think you got to understand that nobody's coming to save us, right? And we have the power we just don't know how to collectively get together and put all of our resources towards something that's going to continue to advance us. And so when you talk about, spending money in the Black community, if you look at, call it a little over 100 years ago when we had Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a dollar would stay in the Black community there for over a year, right? Fast forward to today, a dollar leaves our Black community in like less than 4 hours, right? And you look at our respective counterparts, I think Asians is almost 3 weeks. Jewish is around, slightly less than that. But like when you look at people having money in their community for weeks, when it leaves ours in less than 4 hours, there's something to be had and something to be said there. And so I think it's important that when it comes to trying to help advance us as a community, it's important that we find ways to support Black businesses, right? Spend money with people that look like us who, at the same time are trying to advance us. I think that's important, right? It's one thing to just be a means to an end, but then it's like, okay, where's my dollar going? And if I have the ability to put it in a place where it's advancing us, I'm all ears for it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm glad that we're able to have this conversation, for you joining us on Fanbase Forward. I'm gonna make sure I get up there. And if you get down to Atlanta, let me know, man. You can come by the Fanbase headquarters. We can definitely chop it up. But thank you for joining us. I appreciate your time, everybody. This is Ross Mack, and we'll be right back on Fanbase Forward. All right,
My man, appreciate you.
Yep.
Y'all, look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.
Fanbase Forward, invest, innovate, impact. I'm Isaac Hayes, the third founder and CEO of Fanbase, and I am now joined by Mr. Kenny Hamilton in the building, artist, manager extraordinaire. Kenny, give people your credentials real quick. We go way back, but I'll let everybody learn about you from you.
Artist manager or professional babysitter, as I've also led that moniker to be, and just overall serial entrepreneur. Business from entertainment of all aspects, also managing in the sports world as well.
So when I founded the Fanbase, and one of the ideas, creators, musicians, artists, athletes are some of the main people that I had in mind. Why do you think Fanbase is good for creators? There's a lot of creator economy platforms, but why do you think Fanbase or is good for creators to monetize, and kind of what avenues does it give them to kind of bypass some of the middlemen or gatekeepers that are in the industry right now?
I think just because you've created a social platform with a DTC or a direct to consumer ideology and platform, right? I've seen multiple people post about how much they're getting paid on Fanbase, how it's coming directly, how as soon as they create an account, they can begin to monetize it. It's taken a lot of the loopholes out of trying to figure out how to get paid, how to become a creator. It's like once I log on to Fanbase, have an account, I can immediately start generating income. And I think that's what the other players in the game per se are lacking. But I think that they're doing this for a reason, because they're based off of ads and you're like focusing on the creator first.
Yeah. So as a manager, why do you think ownership is important? Because I know a lot of times, artists get in there and they start making money, but why is ownership as a manager? Why would you tell an artist ownership of your content, monetizing your content is important? Why would you tell an artist or an athlete that?
Ownership is important. I mean, we all want to have the ownership, right? But what is it? Is it 100%? Is it 5%, 2%? Like it varies on a scale. The thing I like about Fanbase is being able to control all of your content for one, but when you say in the sense of they own their content, it's you're not masking it to anyone else because we're in a data game. Anyone in entertainment, music, TV, film, they're in a data game. They're about views, they're about clicks, they're about likes. And what Fanbase provides is real-time information with that. There's no buffer to it. There's no, oh, if you have 10,000 followers, we're only going to show 500 of your followers, and then you have to spend money to get ads for the rest of your followers to even get a chance to see your content. It's your content. It goes to your followers, and you have complete autonomy of what you are posting, what you're sending out, and so forth. And that's the difference, and that's what makes Fanbase a lot greater and a lot better than a lot of these other platforms, I think.
What would you advise one of your clients to do if they wanted to monetize their content on Fanbase? Like what,
Well, I actually have a client right now who's extremely independent and just been building. As you know, like a lot of record labels and stuff, they don't sign anybody that has 100 followers. They, it has to have this and this and that. And he's been trying to build up his Instagram. And about 2 weeks ago, he started going viral on TikTok. And then he's just doing covers. And so I called him, I sent him Fanbase. Like I said, hey, download this. I want you to create an account and start putting all these videos that you've already posted on TikTok. Now I want you to put them on Fanbase. Like, I will repost this. So we're like putting together a whole thing now that he's going to launch later this week. His name is Brady Turner. So, when we put that out, because it's like, who is this white guy that looks like a Teddy Swims, Jelly Roll type of guy who's singing soul music like incredibly well. But that's the beauty of it. It's like so many people are so focused on, the one staying over here and not realizing that, hey, if I have 2,000 followers and all 2,000 of these followers are engaging, that's the difference. Fanbase is about engagement with your content. So it's ownership, it's engagement, and it's transparency, right? Those are, I think, the three pillars. And I didn't get paid to say this. So if you use this, I would like a little credit under it to say, can you say this? But that's what I think. What I think Fanbase, I've had a few conversations, about you because people know that we're friends and what I think about the platform. And that's what I think about it.
Cool. Well, I thank you for your time. I know you're a busy guy, but I appreciate you always supporting what I do and being involved. And I look forward to continue to build with all the talent because Kenny is into a bunch of things, Kenny got a bunch of people you work with. But I'm happy to be able to call you a friend and have you come on and talk about Fanbase Forward and share your vision for what we're doing as well. So thank you very much, my guy.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time, man.
All right, man.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Hey guys, Erica Jane from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and some other projects. And I'm here to talk to you today about Fanbase. And you're probably thinking like, why is she here? Well, I remember when my friend Isaac Hayes called me a few years ago and he's like, Erica, I'm starting this new tech company, this great new app, get in on the ground floor. This is your chance to get in on the ground floor. Fanbase. This is the chance for you to own a piece of tech. And that's where all the money's made, early. So my advice to you, check out Fanbase. And Ike, I'm really proud of you.
Y'all, look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.
Back with Fanbase Forward, Invest, Innovate, Impact. I am joined by Kenny Burns, the phenomenal Kenny Burns, the lifestyle specialist, investor, entrepreneur, media titan, Kenny has done, an amazing job at being the lifestyle specialist he is. But I've always known you as a person that's been building businesses since I know you. You've been in fashion, apparel, you've been in everything. And the importance of these conversations, what we're doing with Forward, we're talking about the evolution of Fanbase, where we're going, but we've also been talking about investing in ownership. And I wanted to talk to you about that because I saw a post that you made shortly after the election about how we can start focusing ourselves on our own businesses because of what happened with over on X and stuff like that. And so I want you to talk about the importance of ownership in Black business, because we're both Black entrepreneurs, and how we have to start circling the wagons on our own infrastructure to make, things happen for our community.
100,000%. And that actual statement came behind the rhetoric from Elon Musk. The fact that I was a Tesla owner and then went into, immediate disgust with the fact that he went from, I paid $105,000 for my Tesla, and then he lowered the price of the actual vehicle to $85,000. I dislike Elon very much, and to support him was not in my wheelhouse. So we exited all of my companies off of Twitter. I exited off of Twitter. I sold, like I said, my ex immediately. But that just got me to thinking, man. I mean, I've always supported Black business. I feel that strongly. I think this next 4 years for us will be very defining on who we are as a culture. I think hip hop culture is on a decline as far as music being our soundtrack, but there's so many other extensions of hip hop now. Fanbase is one of those. And I think, we have to double down on saving not only Black business, but hip hop culture as we know it.
I saw you join the platform. You joined Fanbase. I watched the Kenny Burns show. I watched the clips you put on there. And I want you to start doing audio, though, because I think social audio is something that I don't think people really understand. And we have this feature called Watch Party where you're able to, actually post a video at the top and have a conversation.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get you on Fanbase Audio.
I love that the founder, by the way, sends you how it works. I mean, I was at Art Basel and Isaac was sending me, actually, this is how you use it, Negro. I love that. So kudos to you.
So somebody that and work with very well, and your business partner is Fawn Weaver,
Yes.
from Nearest. And I recently saw an interview with her talking about how ownership is important to her with the brand that she's built, with the patents, the land,
Yes.
the trademarks, all those things. And that was really the path that I took, even with Fanbase, just coming from out of the music business and what happened to my dad. I want to make sure that I was part of something that I owned. And so speak to her and how we own our infrastructure and make sure, because I've never taken venture capital. It's not that I'm against it, but I had the same reservations as she did about being able to stay in control of your company. But I know you have an enormous amount of insight in what she's done and how, Fanbase can follow that same blueprint that she's laid out, but we can do this from a community standpoint by people investing.
Fawn might go down in history as one of the best entrepreneurs and executives ever. The first thing I fell in love with, to your point, is that she was gangster about the way she was going to do business. And I'm not talking about outward gangster. Gangster is, I have an idea. Oh, wait, I'm passionate about this idea. I'm going to go to one of the biggest brands in the world and say, I have this idea and I need your help. They don't hear you. And then you go start researching this amazing newfound passion, which Fawn Weaver did with Nearest Green. And you find out all this amazing history. And in those discoveries, you find this amazing property that is a cornerstone, not just in Nearest Green's life, but in Jack Daniel's life. Then you find out it's for sale. You find out that Jack Daniels doesn't own the Dan Cole farm. So you make that play to buy this land. That's gangster. So you add on to this discovery of this amazing man that started this process that came from the continent of Africa and exudes this whiskey that everybody in the world thinks came from this man named Jack Daniels. No, came from Nearest Green, affectionately referred to as Uncle Nearest. And now you're like, oh, wait, we have to be involved. When you think about business, you think about fortifying your foundation. She exemplifies that on the next level. She exemplifies that, and it will be case studies on her going forward and how she did. This is lightning in the bottle. You don't get this, often. This is not like in every year someone like Fawn Weaver pops up. This is a once in a generation type of business. And she, is privately owned. That's another gangster thing about her. She's raised all this money, and she's been able to be inclusive and have people immerse themselves in this brand. And it's a testament to who she is and what she's selling, right? She's selling history, and we're all a part of it.
I love that story because, again, that was my idea to say, hey, look, when I first thought of the idea of Fanbase, I trademarked it. When I came up with the idea of subscription capability, I filed a patent for it. And then I've independently raised capital, and we're still privately owned with the multitude of investors that have joined Fanbase. And so I love the comparison, and I know that you have a understanding of that as well. What is your perspective on Black culture and actually owning infrastructure? Because I talk about that a lot. And I'm asking this question a lot during Forward, is the fact that we, Grandmaster Flash, came up with DJ and scratching, but he really didn't, he invented the crossfader. I didn't even know that he actually sourced parts from a junkyard to make the crossfader, but he doesn't, it's no credit structure. And so the importance of why I'm doing what I'm doing is to say that we need to own our infrastructure that we put our culture into. How do you feel about that?
It's very important. It is our legacy. It is what we will be remembered for. When you just, gave that analogy on him creating the crossfader. But that's technology, right? And to not patent that, to not own that. I mean, how many, Serato would owe him, $1 billion at this point, right? In patent. So I think that it's a thing of, we have been sold on this monetary gain and forgot about art, right? But even when we were learning about the art, we weren't taught about valuing art. We weren't taught to take insurance out on art, to file patents when we had created things to continue this art. To your question, we value the wrong things. We don't value the ownership. We don't value the legacy. You have benefited from your father's music and fought for the rights of that music because he left it to you. There were things that you could, have actionable item-wise to fight for, to monetize, to provide for your family. And you got brothers and sisters. So it's like, at the end of the day, I think, we've been taught all the wrong things. And now our responsibility, yours with Fanbase, is to create a platform where we can have truth.
I want to thank you because I think, I know how passionate you are about Black culture and Black people, and joining us today. Glad to have you as a Fanbase user and investor. I tell everybody, go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. That's where you go. The minimum to invest is $399. And we're gonna close this raise. I'm telling you, we're raising 17 million, but we're gonna close this round and then move on to the next level, and then the next level, and then Fanbase is a multi-billion-dollar company, and we'll see.
Hell yeah.
But thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to continue to work with you on Fanbase and the Kenny Burns Show.
Yeah, man, listen, love what you're doing. Love the fact that you have intentionality around this platform. And you can save the world, brother, through Fanbase. I'm here for it.
Thank you, my guy. All right. We'll be right back, guys.
Aloha, everybody. My name is Sam Wilhoit at Sammy Dub, coming to you from beautiful Kaneohe Bay, right here in beautiful Hawaii Nei. So ultimately, you're going to be on Fanbase because this is the future of social media. It is a new day in social media. We're coming to you from the beginning of a new day and a sunrise right here. So what I would say is do yourself a service, okay? This is a once in a life. Well, it's not a once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, yes. Fanbase itself is a once in a lifetime opportunity. But if you felt like you wish you got on Instagram in the beginning and went big, it's a lot harder to go up there now. If you wish you got on TikTok in the beginning and wish you could be able to go big in the beginning, but you missed it, this is your opportunity. This is a blue ocean where you can come in and make a splash now before everybody gets here, because it's going to continue to get better the more people are here, but there will be a bigger crowd from which you're going to have to stand out in. So right now is the time. Also, if you're sick of Instagram, quite frankly, if you're sick of whatever other algorithm is suppressing your content all the time, if you've got 1,000 followers and only 2% of your people see your stuff and you get 2 likes, if you got 100,000, if you're one of those people with 1 million followers and you get 20, 30, 40 likes on a post because nobody's seeing it, if you're a follower that's trying to get bigger like myself and you get 1 or 2 likes because nobody's seeing it, but you just wonder, hey, is my content good? Maybe it just sucks, but is it good? You can come here and find out, because there are no ads suppressing the content, and the feed is wide open. You're going to see everything your followers, the people you follow post, and your followers going to see everything you post. So people will see it and you'll find out, hey, my stuff is actually good, or hey, my stuff actually isn't good. But regardless, if you want to find out, you got to come over here, and this is a blue ocean. This is your chance to go big while it's on the upswing before everybody else.
Y'all, look, Fanbase is more than a platform. It's a movement to empower creators, offering a unique opportunity for everyday people to invest in Black-owned tech, infrastructure, and help shape the future of social media. Investing in technology is essential for creating long-term wealth and influence in the digital age. The Black community must not only consume tech, we must own it.
Discover how equity crowdfunding can serve as a powerful tool for funding Black businesses, allowing entrepreneurs to raise capital directly through their community through the Jobs Act.
Yo, yo, yo. We are back live on Fanbase Forward. How you doing, everybody? What's good?
How's everyone doing? What an exciting night.
Yeah, I am now joined by the CTO of Fanbase, Ramiro Canavas. What's up, man? How have you been enjoying this night?
It's been amazing. You know, I feel like nights like tonight gets us together, you know, a little bit of excitement.
Oh, we've been
nervous.
yeah, we're pulled together. We're scared if it's gonna come off looking right.
Hey, but we came a long way, so this is nothing for us.
Nothing. This is nothing for us. Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in and watching. All of the amazing guests, Wisdom, Kika, David, everybody. Let me see. I'm
Shands.
yeah, David Shands, Kenny Hamilton, Kenny Burns.
Our ambassadors as
yeah,
well.
our fan ambassadors, all the people that have stopped through. I'm just like I'm a little tired, but this is like
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week going into this, but I hope everybody's enjoyed what they've seen. A couple of things that I wanted to highlight on. I was really excited to talk about Spark.
Yep.
I was really excited to talk about Spark. People have been asking about microblogging forever. Like, yo, when you guys gonna build a Twitter? And I was like, all right, well, you know, we definitely need to move down that path, and I think there's an opportunity here. I love the other platforms that are attempting to do what they're doing, but I think there's a difference that we can provide in that space and what we can do.
Definitely.
We talked about streaming.
Yep. We had a lot of gamers actually tuning in and asking about, you know, streaming in 2025, RTMP. So I think it was right on point, and we're excited about that.
Yeah, and then you guys got to see Watch Party. If you haven't ever done brand audio or just fan-based audio, period, on the app, you can actually check out Watch Party inside the app, post links to videos at the top of your audio rooms, and listen and talk. And, you know, I watch Pop the Balloon. If anybody's ever seen Pop the Balloon, I've done a whole Pop the Balloon show and listened
We're
to that.
actually doing a watch party right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're actually having a watch party inside the app of what we're doing right now. So you can see that. It's really, really cool. And then we talked about some of the things that people have wanted, like dark mode. People got a chance to look at dark mode.
People got excited.
People got excited about it. What else? Carousels.
Those are the things that we know we are going to bring. It's just a question of time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dark mode, carousel. We also talked a little bit about AI.
AI. No, let's talk now. I want you to talk about that because
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
exciting. Talk a little bit about AI.
Yeah, definitely. So we're definitely excited about AI and what AI means for the social economy, more specifically for creators, right? I know that AI can be intimidating. We're starting to see a lot of content out there generated by AI, but when AI is applied the right way for the right purpose, I think it has tremendous value. So for Fanbase, and because we are creator first and we're all about the creator, what we're trying to do with AI and what we're going to be doing with AI is empowering the creator, giving them better workflows and better tools so they can create a genuine original content in a better and quicker way. And also insights are super important, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just a question of us throwing you a bunch of data and saying, okay, figure out what's working for you. Imagine the power of AI and data in a social economy platform such as Fanbase, where it tells you where you're doing well, what can you do to improve your monetization, your visibility. So we are excited about bringing AI to really empower creator and benefits their audiences as well. And when we talk about creators, we're not talking just about individuals. We're talking about solopreneurs, small, medium,
Yes.
large businesses, MPOs. So we consider all of them creators in Fanbase. And I think AI is going to definitely bring Fanbase and the creator to a different level.
Everybody is a content creator.
Everyone is a content creator and you can monetize from day one.
From day one. I saw that question in the feed. Like, how long does it take to monetize? I was like, now, right now. Look at this camera right here. Remember, this is where we I wanna give a update on the raise. We are currently at $3,865,091 raised. I want to get to $4 million. For everybody that's out here is watching this right now.
Yeah.
Call your friends on the phone and be like, yo, I just saw this amazing program about this startup called Fanbase that is taking on the big boys like Instagram and TikTok and X, but I can invest in it. You can invest in it, and we can invest in it. So we need to all call each other. I say this all the time. I did the math. 33,000 people investing the minimum of $400 closes this raise, and we're off to the race. And what's important about that is a lot of the things that we talked about, we're going to build, but we could build them really, really fast. We could build them like in the first quarter, you know what I'm saying, or first 2 quarters of 2025 when we close this raise. And that's the impact that all the investment dollars that are going on have on how we're able to continue to scale and build the business. We play smart, we build smart, we manage capital well. And so we're gonna stick to the plan, but if we had a little more gas, the rocket could go faster. And that's what we want to be able to do.
Definitely. So we had some amazing participants in this live stream.
Yeah.
They asked a lot of really great questions.
Yeah.
The entire team did a great job trying to answer those questions. So if you're still tuning in, hopefully we answer some of those questions, but we also wrote them down and we wanted to bring them here and do a live Q&A because some of those great questions I think are important to say them aloud, answer them, because it will answer some doubts that some of you might have as a creator, user, an existing or a potential investor as well.
Yeah. I don't know why we don't have the names, but this is the first question is there a return for those who invested in Fanbase, and how would I and what that return is? So, I mean, here's the thing about investing. Any investment is a risk, right? And so what you're basically doing right now is you're investing in an early stage company that is not publicly traded yet. So this is a privately held company. Fanbase is a private company. And what's important about that is that these segments of growth in a company are the most advantageous for investors to be a part of the company, because this is when they scale from a $160 million company to $1 billion, $1.6 billion, and it continues to grow. When you think about the value of Facebook, that is a $1.5 trillion company, right? 20 years later, the people that invested, that had the opportunity to get in those first few years that Facebook was around, they're probably sitting pretty well right now and enjoying life very, very well. The only problem with that is everybody was already rich. Everybody that invested in Facebook in the beginning was already a rich person because they were an accredited investor, which means you, me, Ramiro, everybody out here never got the call to be like, yo, there's this social media platform that you can invest in, put your money in it right now, and let's figure out what happens. And so Facebook went on to do what it did, but it just made a bunch of rich people already richer, right? And I didn't like that. And so equity crowdfunding, which is relatively new, which is only around since really 2015 when the equity crowdfunding platform started, gave anyone the opportunity to invest in an early stage company and have equity very, very early. And so I think that part of the process is what I love because, the little guy can have an opportunity to do that. And I think also what's important about this with respect to social media is that we all know, right, that users determine the value of social media platforms. So imagine being able to invest in one and then leverage your reach, your influence, your network to come and use the platform and invest. And then it's this like repeating cycle, this repeating process that happens over and over as the company continues to grow in value. And so what I can say about your return is there is no guarantee, right? But what I can say is that this opportunity doesn't come very, very often. And we want to make sure that we're not, we never say, oh, we're guaranteed for this to happen. But again, one of the things I often talk about, or something that I can talk about that's happened very, very recently, you look at a platform like Blue Sky that since the election in these last 30 days, Blue Sky has ballooned to over 26 million users, right? And I think they had maybe 8 or 9 when they started. So they probably put on about 12, 16 million users in the past 30 days. Believe me when I say that right now, the phone in this guy is ringing like crazy, right?
Yep.
They're calling him right now like, look, how much money do you guys want? How much do you need? Because even contained in that user base, without revenue, they haven't started revenue yet, just off the user base alone, there's an economic value to the people that are using that platform right now. And investors know that they can switch on ads, they can do anything that they want to do. And so the importance of that is that was just a mass migration of people that decided to leave X. So it wasn't even about the Republicans or the Democrats. It was people that got fed up with what Elon did and mass migrated over to a platform that they did not like what Elon did. And those people moved, and that shift has created so much value. Mark my words, at the top of 2025, you're going to see that Blue Sky is going to raise 100 million, 200, maybe $300 million at a multiple billion-dollar valuation just by that migration in that short 3-week period. And what I'm saying is that we all could do that right now with Fanbase the same way. The difference is, do you own any of Blue Sky, right? And the answer is no. I don't own any of Blue Sky. I've had a Blue Sky account for almost 2 years, and I've seen this. I see this happen. I was on there early, and it's like, wow, they're having a great moment. Shout out to Blue Sky. But I'm saying that this can be duplicated and repeated with people that actually have equity in the company. So that is why. So I'm not guaranteeing anything on investment, only the fact that I can guarantee that you investing in Fanbase and then telling other people to invest in Fanbase, and then those people coming and using the platform will definitely grow the value of the company.
Definitely. So something related to this specific question that was asked several times today is about the exit strategy, right? As an investor, when you invest, you always also wanting to say, okay, when am I going to make money?
Yeah.
And if you have an exit strategy, what does that look like? So let's talk a little bit about exit strategies and what is our focus currently.
So, okay, there's 3 eventualities for Fanbase as a company. It's typically most companies are in their startups, right? There's a merger, there's an acquisition, or there's an IPO. So there is an exit strategy. This company was built to be sold in one way, shape, or form, but it was built to be sold at a value significantly higher than the one that it is now, so that people like you who are investors see a significant return on your investment. Let's be real. People always talk to retail invest. Retail investment, if you get anywhere from 10 to 14% off of an investment, you've done well. So for every dollar you invest, if you get it 14 cents back, $1.14 back, you've done well. In the space of social media and technology, you're talking about companies that can 10x, 100x, 1,000x, 2,500x your investment. This is unheard of. So that exit strategy has always been part of what it is, but I want to make sure that we exit at a value that delivers a return to not only the people that build the company, but the people that have invested in the company. So yeah.
Yeah, and something that we've been saying as well to all those questions is right now our focus is growing the platform, right? We're hyper focused on growth and retention. So there's one thing that we can promise everyone is that we wake up every day.
Yes.
You're going to have it released at least once every 2
weeks.
And we're always constantly going to be bringing value. We're going to get better. We're going to continue working.
Yes.
And every day we're going to get up and we're going to say, how can we do and give value to our creators so we can get them as close as possible to that minimum threshold so we can pay them.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So that for sure we can promise. But again, our focus right now is growth, but inevitable. We'll obviously have an exit strategy in mind at all times.
I like this question.
The second one, the escrow.
Well, I mean, that's not, I don't like that one, but I'll answer it. I mean, it's a simple question.
Yeah.
So typically your money stays in escrow as long as it takes for two things to happen. One, for a background check to happen, and then two, for you to confirm your investment. So there's two processes, right? You invest in Fanbase. Once that happens, your money goes into escrow. There's a background check done. And then once the background check is completed, and that's really about a 2-day period, you get a confirmation email. Here's where the delay might happen. That email might be in spam. You might not be checking your email. That's the most significant part of the process of investing in Fanbase, because there's never been a round where we've had people miss out on investing in Fanbase because they forgot to hit confirm on their investment. As a matter of fact, when we see on the back end of our platform, I see lots of unconfirmed investment that we have. But I'm telling you, if you have invested in Fanbase, check your email. If you don't know if you're invested yet, make sure you check and confirm your investment, because that could change a lot. That could push the race forward significantly, because there's a lot of money there that people have yet to confirm, because I don't want that money to get returned. And then people are like, oh man, what happened to our investment in XYZ? So that money stays in escrow just about that long, for however long it takes to do that. The question that I like is, team, will we eventually get music? What is the music strategy? That's key for growth and retention. So music is very, very complicated. Complicated for a couple of reasons. We are a monetized platform. We have subscriptions and we have tipping. The hurdle is the music industry wants their money, and they have rights and they have publishing rights. For that very reason, the only vertical on Fanbase that you cannot put content behind a paywall is Flicks, which is like short form video, where music typically will be. And so the reason we do that right now is because we don't want the music industry saying, you're putting our music behind a paywall, give us our coin. As far as music strategies, there's another thing that's also pretty tricky, and that's getting the rights to this music. Now, fortunately for us, we have a guy by the name of Bill Campbell, who's an advisor to us he's really the architect of music
Not
licensing.
just a guy.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy.
He's an amazing guy. He's an architect of licensing for music. So when I started this, I come from the music background. So the first thing I said is, let me find somebody that knows about music and apps, and Bill is the guy. So he's the guy that wrote the initial licenses, the initial agreements for like Musical.ly and TikTok. And so these platforms can have music on them. So I sought Bill out as someone that could really help us get music to the platform. And so it's something we want to do, but again, it's a challenging process, and it's very, very costly too. Now, these licenses that these companies have, and what I mean by costly is, it's not costly as in the sense of saying it's, $100 million or $200 million. For companies like Facebook and Meta, that is. But for us, it's costly in the sense of it's something that we can spend, and it's going to move the needle on growing the platform while we continue to do other things that focus on growth and retention. And so it will be there, but we definitely want to add music, and music will be coming in 2025 when we close this
Definitely,
round.
you say it right. So it's coming. I know that one of the things I do want to mention, Isaac, that you always been keen since we started talking about music the first time. Someone firing the alarm.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Is that, even though I know that you have the mainstream music licenses, you've always been very keen on independent artists.
Yeah.
And that is connected to what Fanbase is about, right?
Yeah.
We always say when we build Fanbase, we build it from the bottom up, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes to music, you also want to give the chance to independent artists to be able to showcase their music as well.
Yes, indeed.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say too much, but I will say that music is coming. It's part of our strategy, but also we want to do it differently, and we wanted to do it in conjunction with what Fanbase is all about. So,
all right. The next question is, what about ads? Will we control ad-driven content? Can we run our own ads? So currently, Fanbase does not have an ad model. It doesn't mean that we are against advertising. Here's the main reason why I built Fanbase without ads. It was simply because of content suppression. On all these other platforms that run ads, your content gets suppressed because they can't allow you to have the reach that they're trying to get brands to pay for to run ads with them. So if you have 10 million followers, they can't let you reach 10 million people if they're about to charge a company to reach 10 million people through ads. So they suppress your content. That's the big secret. That's what none of them will say, but I promise you it's real. So the reason why your content doesn't reach, anybody that or most of the people that follow you, and you can look at your page, go look at any celebrity's page, go look at all these celebrity pages that are on Instagram, right? They might have 100 million, 200, 300 million, right, followers, right? Go look at the reach of their Reels videos, right? 10 million, 5 million, 2 million, 20 million, never 300 million, never 400 million. They're not going to do that because that's literally $28 million worth of reach that they have that they would lose because brands would come to the users that have those large followings to run ads. So for that very reason, I think that we're going to continue to think about the process of how we can do ads on Fanbase and make it something that is interesting.
Well, I think it's good that we talked about branded experiences, right?
Yeah.
Because we believe in disrupting to the way creators collaborate with brands and businesses.
Yeah.
We have what we call branded experiences. I know that today you show an example of branded audio rooms, right? How brand can collaborate with creators through the Fanbase platform. And we want to take that across all the different verticals, right? And one of the questions that we get all the time is, okay, you're not going to do ads, but is Fanbase revenue model is going to be always just subscriptions and lab, which is our digital currency.
Yeah.
And the reality is that is not the only thing. Branded experiences is going to be another way to diversify our revenue model, grow with the creators and with the brands in a creative way of doing branding through all the different verticals in Fanbase, and also, of course, partnerships, which is super important to us. So definitely there's a future for a collaboration with brands and businesses. It probably won't be the traditional ads on the feed, but it'll definitely be branded experiences. All
Yeah,
right.
I mean, again, I'm not going to rule out advertising. I'm just not.
Isaac, I think we might need your little finger
my
there.
fingerprint? No, you can't do that. But let me text
So
Andy something.
we have it's okay. We're live stream. That's
We're
what
live. It's live.
So we have the computer with the questions, and we just you can go there and put the
I don't want to get up.
Okay. All right. So I have some of the other questions that I want to share here. One of the questions was related, and we got this a lot today, which was interesting, if we're going to be doing anything as far as accessibility, right? And one of the things as the CTO, I want to say that as we continue this race and hopefully close it soon, one of the things we want to do is we want to definitely improve our development cycles. Improve our development cycles is not just grabbing 1,000 engineers and bring them over. We want to stay nimble. We want to be very conscious with our next moves, but it means building better architectures, building more automation so we can work more efficiently. But also, I do want to bring accessibility as part of the development cycle. We know that accessibility is important. So, small things such as, tagging elements and so on is something that we definitely want to do better in 2025. I want to say it because we got that question a lot today.
We did.
And yeah, we did.
Ooh,
all right.
Let me take this. Okay, this one. Oh, I want this one.
Oh boy.
It says at Fanbase team, will there be migration from Blue Sky and YouTube? So listen, I had a crazy idea to say, hey, those repost apps that exist? Let's make a big one for like TikTok and Instagram, so people want to move their content over to Fanbase and migrate it over. And Ramiro, being the genius that he is in the team, they did it. We filed a patent for that. It's called content migration. So right now you can migrate up to 1,000, I think, 2,000 posts from Instagram or TikTok over to Fanbase. To the people that are worried about TikTok going away, we don't know what's going to happen. I can't tell you what's going to happen with TikTok, but I can tell you on the safe side that if you and all your friends downloaded Fanbase and migrated your TikTok content over to Fanbase, it would exist in a place just in case TikTok goes away, right? And so that content migration process is very, very simple. We have a new version called Migration 2.0. It's faster, it's smoother. Definitely check it out because it gives the opportunity for you to also start Fanbase with a fresh start, right? You're not starting from the bottom. You're not starting with no content. In fact, you're putting your content on a platform that now people can tip. They can actually show you love and give you revenue for tipping in that platform in that way. And so when it comes to Blue Sky and YouTube and even X, I mean, it's possible. I don't put anything I don't put anything past the ability of what we can build as a
I
company.
gotta be very careful what I tell Isaac, because once he gets in his head, no, but definitely, we want to make the transition in from other social media platforms a breeze. We know that
Yeah.
there is, creators today are overwhelmed with the amount of social media platforms that are there.
Yep.
The stress of starting all over again. I gotta create all this content that I put for many years.
Yep.
So for us, the focus is how can we make that transition in as simple as possible. And that's what we did with Instagram and TikTok. And we're definitely going to be applying the same concept for the rest of the upcoming social media platforms.
Let's see. What about the algorithm? You see that algorithm question?
Yeah, I saw the algorithm question. So someone asked, and we actually had this a lot too as well, is if the will the algorithm be built out to push out in front of unique users daily, or will our live stream only be put in front of our current followers? So one of the great things that we have at Fanbase, because we are not born as an ad-centric platform, we're all about the creator, is that we do have the flexibility and we are empowered to give as much visibility to creators as possible, right? So the answer is yes, we're definitely going to go beyond following. In fact, the algorithm that we're working every day is how can we give relevant visibility to audiences that are looking for specific interest, specific content, and that goes beyond following, right? Following matters, of course, because you get to choose what you want to see, but at the same time, we're also going to be giving that visibility beyond following as well. So 100%, and I think that's something that I'm always excited about Fanbase is that we have that flexibility. It's a creator and content-centric algorithm.
It is, and we built the platform like to understand that I didn't want people to be limited by following. I think following is dead. I don't think following is a thing anymore.
It still matters.
It matters, but here's what I mean by it matters, because people remain connected to you, but it should not be the only way that people see your content. And matter of fact, it's not the only way that people see your content on Fanbase. We wanted to go into the engagement era as opposed to the following era. So I always say, would you rather have 1 million followers and 100,000 views on your content, or 100,000 followers and 1 million views on your content? To get those types of views, it has to go beyond your following. People have to see your content that are not following you. So of course we want to make sure that algorithms put your content in front of massive amounts of people, because again, we're not concerned with limiting your visibility based off running ads. And so that's a very, very important key part. Anything else you want to?
So we have a few more questions.
Yeah.
I know one of them I already answered, but someone asked, how much are you investing on platform design, speed, and performance and stuff like that? And I love that question as the CTO. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to share how the $17 million can shape the future of Fanbase and the social economy.
Absolutely.
So definitely a big part of the investment is taken to the product development itself, right?
Yeah.
Now, and I'm going to repeat again, product development is not just going out there and bringing 1,000 engineers, but it's how we can make this platform scalable, improve user experience, improve architecture, improve infrastructure, and third-party integrations that we have, right? And a lot of times, what matters the most are the things that are not tangible to the user or visible to the user. And definitely, speed, performance are going to be part of that roadmap into improving the product itself. Okay, so we're hoping to, close the race as soon as possible so we can exponentiate that product growth, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have two questions that I think are important, because you talked about it today. And as we go into 2025 and as we share with the world our strategy, we mentioned two concepts. One was social economy.
Yes.
Right? So I would love for you to explain again to everyone the social economy. And I know the word itself must strike you, but I want to talk about social rehab. I know we can call it something else, but it's important because what Fanbase is doing is changing the way the industry will think about content.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's important to emphasize on that.
No, it is. So the social economy is really the convergence of where we are with social media and just media itself, right? Social media is the new television. right? And within that, all of us are part of this ecosystem. We are all channels, right, on a network. So every single person that's on Fanbase is really a network, is a channel. All these platforms that you are on, you are on these platforms, but the difference is that the monetization is not directed or even geared towards you, right? Because these platforms are so heavily so they survive off advertising. So the social economy is a convergence of social media, entertainment, television, monetization for every single person. So that's an understood language that your content has value. We have to get from the fact that we have to get past the fact that we don't consider that our content has value. Your content has value, right? If the platform is not paying you directly, then you are what's being sold. You are the product. And Fanbase pays you directly. We provide the opportunity, the mechanism for people to subscribe, to tip directly to you, right? And so the social economy is really where we're headed, where every single person has the instant ability to receive revenue, right, for content, whether they choose to or not, because people are generous. They share, they want to tip.
We
They
have
want
that
to
in
be part of,
Fanbase a lot. A lot of time people go in there
and don't even realize they have money.
they make a comment, they go into an audio room, they go into a chat, and suddenly make money. We call that the aha moment.
Like,
They
yeah,
make money.
I make money over here. Like, this is different. And people check their account. Like, I got $25 sitting over here. I have $17 sitting over here, and I don't even use it. Matter of fact, I had a meeting this week with a user, and they hadn't been on Fanbase in a while because they just haven't been anywhere in a while. But they looked at their account, and they made over $1,000 on Fanbase, and said, I hadn't even done anything over here. And I'm like, imagine if you were over here the last 2 years while you've been taking a social media, rest and not doing anything. I'm like, man, you've been, blowing up, popping.
So one of the questions we have, actually there were several questions because some people ask, so are you guys a social media platform? Are you a creator economy platform?
Mm-hmm.
So is it valid to say we are a creator economy platform with social media feature and social media communities? Because
yes,
what's the difference a Patreon from Fanbase?
There's no community.
There's no community,
Yeah.
right? What's the difference between a TikTok or Meta and Fanbase is that they're ad driven,
Yeah,
right?
they're ad-driven.
And the conversion that you're talking about is exactly that.
Right.
We're a creator economy platform with social media features and community, and that's what the social economy is about. And there's no one that is doing that except Fanbase.
And with that, social rehab is what is taking place. And basically that means that there's this process of understanding that everybody that is so used to views and likes and attention, which is totally fine because we are going to give you that. You have that on Fanbase. But we have to transition from going from the attention and the views to also adding in the fact that there's actually monetary value. There's revenue there that every single person that uses Fanbase will have. So I don't care, like I said, if you're commenting, if you're in the DMs, if you're in audio, chat, if you post a story, you go live. It's just this ability for everybody to do that. And so there is going to be a transitional period that people are going to understand, like, wow, it's going to take a while for people to understand that as many views as we give you on Fanbase, we love that. But the residual impact, right? The fact that you'll be making money from those views because people will tip you for those views. And I've seen that somebody posted, I think this is something that happened. Somebody posted something, I can't remember what the video was, and they made like a couple dollars. And they were like, I only have like 600 followers. I mean, imagine if I had 6,000 or 60,000 or 600,000. And I'm like, yeah. And that's the thing, as this thing scales and grows, you're talking about a global platform. We're in 190 countries and territories on iOS and Android, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? And so there's never a time that you can't make money on Fanbase. That is the important part about it. I always say this all the time. I define a business as the ability to receive revenue for a product or service you provide. So by default, every single person that has a Fanbase page is a business by default. That means you download the app, right? You comment, you're providing a service, you're creating content, right? That you provide, right? And people can tip you for that. Or you can put your content behind a paywall and have subscribers and build your content that way. So that's the extremely important part about this, that Fanbase makes everyone a business. There is no, you have to get this many watch hours or this many followers. I saw that they did something on X like that where they demonetized people that had subscriptions and took them away until they got 2,000 verified follows.
Yeah.
I'm like, That's too much.
We're still trying to figure it out.
That's stop playing games with people. That's too many games that are being played. And so we don't want to do that over at Fanbase. We want to make sure that you guys have the ability to reach and monetize, do that. And social rehab, the transition that we're going to be doing in this process and people realizing that they make money off their content is going to be phenomenal at Fanbase.
Yeah, and it's basically an exciting challenge for us because we want to support that, right?
100%.
Through product communications and everything. So that's exciting. So
it's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. All right, on the dot. Well, let's talk a little bit about the investment opportunity before we say goodbye, and then we can do a recap.
Yeah. So the investment opportunity is right now, everyone watching, right? You can go to startengine.com/fanbase and invest in Fanbase. The minimum to invest in Fanbase is $399. That gets you 60 shares of stock in Fanbase at $665 a share, right? And the important thing about that is this opportunity does not exist anywhere because of equity crowdfunding. You're allowed to actually own part of a social media tech startup. This is very, very new, a new opportunity to do that. And also, it's the holidays, right? I mean, give equity as a gift. We're going to spend money on Christmas presents. I get it, but I would much rather receive some equity in a company than something that I might use, or a sweater that I'm going to take back, or some Christmas socks that I'm not going to want to wear. Buy me some stock. Buy me equity in something that I think can I have ability to actually contribute to and grow and monetize and see what happens. And we see how big these companies get. And so go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Join that. Again, I mean, we're talking about how many? There are 350 million people in the United States of America, 400 million people in the United States of America. Right now, I'm looking for 33,000 human beings in the United States of America, right, wherever you are, to invest.
Or anywhere in the world.
Or anywhere in the world, actually. Yeah. You can be everywhere. Sorry, Canada. Sorry, the UK. I don't know why, but we'll figure that out. But anywhere in the world, 33,000 people and a planet full of 9 billion people to invest $400. And we closed the round in 2025. You're talking about going forward in 2025 with Fanbase. We up out of there. Right?
Yes, definitely. So I don't want to close without first saying thank you to a lot of people. First of all, saying thank you to our investors and our users. You guys are the reason why we're here, why we wake up every day loving what we do. So we want to say thank you. Also, our team. A lot of times you see Isaac, you see me talking, but there's a lot of people behind us. There were people moderating. There were people developing, preparing for today. Our product, marketing team, operations, finance, our advisors as well. I just want to say thank you because throughout this journey, you guys have allowed us to be here and get to this point.
So let's name. So I'm gonna name some names and you name some names. I'm gonna name some names first.
We're in trouble. We got a lot of people.
I know, but I mean, we're gonna name some names. First of all, shout out to Andy. Right, Andy is our producer editor who's actually directed this entire thing. So the reason why this looks so good is because of Andy. Shout out to Andy, why it's vivid and visual and the graphics and all that kind of stuff and look amazing. Shout out to Andy. Shout out to Ebony, my right hand in administrative things for myself and the company that really organized on the back end, all of our partners, all of our streaming partners, everything that we do. I want to shout out Noah Washington, who is in marketing, but really helps piece together the run of show, the structure of what we're all doing, works with our fan ambassadors, as we call it, Fanbase, our ambassadors that represent Fanbase, fan ambassadors. I want to shout out Maddie, who is our social media specialist, who's running things on the social media side. So all our social posts, everything you see us doing. And then I got to shout out some of my favorites on the dev side. I want to shout out Santi. So I got to shout out.
Trouble.
I got to shout out. I got to shout out. Listen, I got to shout out Santi because Santi makes.
He helped a lot.
He helps a lot. Like him and Miku, like they're incredible. But I'll let you name, some other people. But Fanbase is a large team, and so we're significant. Oh, Sewell. Shout out to Sewell.
Yes.
Sewell keeps us in business. Sewell makes sure we don't spend all the money. Like Sewell makes sure that the money is like money in, right? So we're not doing crazy things like, going to Coachella and blowing money or something like that. So,
Definitely. Well, I mean, if I have to name the entire product team, we're a team of 20 working on a product that, probably you think that we have thousands, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to name the teams. Thank you to the product team that helps us refine every single thing, and they have patience on us as we change directions once in a while.
Yep.
Our UX UI team, and you mentioned a few of them. our development team, the API backend, Android, iOS, our QA team, our tech support team. I was talking today how the tech support team absorbs everything that is happening in Fanbase and they deal with everything. So I want to say thank you to them. And I did mention also our advisors and our team on the marketing team, Andrew, JV, you mentioned Bill, so Kika as well.
Kika, who works with our HBCU students, our Propel partnership. So Kika, definitely. We got a lot of cool things coming with Propel and HBCUs in 2025. I got a really good plan to really get Fanbase on college campuses in 2025. So we'll be doing that.
So with that said, we thank you so much. Again, the opportunity to invest and be part of Fanbase doesn't finish right now.
Yeah.
You can continue, let everyone else know about Fanbase and the investment opportunity. And we definitely are super excited about 2025 and beyond.
Yeah, man. For that, I want to say thank you. Thank you to you. I mean, this guy right here, man, this has been an amazing journey. We've been at this for quite a while, but it's really the dream and the passion of ours to continue to build this company. And so from me to you and everybody at Fanbase, we want to wish you happy holidays and a happy and safe new year. And we will see you guys in 2025 as we continue to move Fanbase forward. All right.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. See you later.
Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to overcome it. We stand for those who defy suppression, who speak out, and those who walk the road less traveled. Everyone deserves to be seen and their voices be heard. We're sparking a movement, growing a community of creators united by the desire for freedom, choice, equity, and ownership. At Fanbase, it's all for one and one for all. We support each other to guide, promote, and uplift you in a place where you can unapologetically be yourself. A place where your voice, ideas, and creativity are not just welcomed, but celebrated. We are Black founded, minority funded, and supported by a diverse, inclusive, powerful community that believes in the strength of authenticity and individual choice. Regardless of success or background, we welcome you. The marginalized, the underappreciated, the successful, the superstar. We're for all who seek a space to express themselves freely, where they are rewarded for being their authentic, true self. We transcend labels because only we have the right to define ourselves. We are built for the brave, the culture, the creators, and for the future where everyone has the power to shape their own destiny, where all are empowered, voices are amplified, and freedom is embraced. For the first time, you have a chance to own the platform you helped make popular. It's a revolution, a movement in how we connect, create, and share. Everyone is a creator, and everyone has a fan base. Here, you can be you without limits.